Calculus is a powerful tool that helps us understand change and motion in the world around us. It allows us to analyze how things evolve and interact dynamically. From the speed of a car to the growth of a plant, calculus provides the framework for understanding these processes. The journey into this fascinating subject begins, and it all starts with a fundamental concept. With a single foundational idea, the limit. This concept underpins much of what we'll explore in calculus. Imagine walking toward a wall, always moving half the remaining distance. Each step gets smaller and smaller, bringing you ever closer. You get closer and closer but never quite touch it. The wall is your limit. It's the point you're approaching even if you never actually arrive. Or picture eating half a pizza, then half of what's left and so on. You keep eating smaller and smaller portions. You never finish, but you approach one whole pizza, the limit. The total amount you eat gets closer and closer to a full pizza. A limit is the value you get infinitely close to, even if you never reach it. It's the target value that a function or sequence approaches. Limits let us handle tricky situations where things might be undefined or impossible to calculate at a specific spot. They allow us to work around these problematic points. They give us a way to find precise answers by examining the approach, not just the destination. It's about understanding the trend, not just the final value. Building upon our understanding of limits, we can now explore the derivative. This powerful concept is a cornerstone of calculus, opening doors to understanding change in a dynamic world. The derivative is the essential tool for measuring how fast something changes at an exact moment in time. It allows us to pinpoint the rate of change with incredible precision. Think of a car's speedometer as a real-world example. It instantly tells you your speed right now, at this very second. It's a dynamic measurement, reflecting the current state. This is different from knowing just your average speed over an entire trip. The speedometer provides a snapshot in time. To find this instantaneous speed, the speed at a specific point, we use limits to shrink the time interval we're observing, making it smaller and smaller, approaching zero. We are zeroing in on a single instant, a specific moment in time. The derivative, therefore, is the exact rate of change at one single point. Graphically, it represents the slope of a graph at that precise moment, the tangent line, but its applications extend far beyond just cars. Derivatives reveal how fast profits grow in a business, providing insights into financial performance. They help us understand how populations increase over time, or how rockets accelerate as they launch into space. So, whenever you want to know how quickly something is changing right now, in real time, you're essentially looking for the derivative of that change. And it all comes from the simple, yet powerful idea of using limits to zoom in on a single instant, capturing the essence of change. If derivatives break things down into infinitesimally small pieces, allowing us to analyze instantaneous rates of change, integrals build them up. They are the inverse operation, the architects of accumulation. Integrals let us find totals from rates of change, bridging the gap between the dynamic and the static. Imagine knowing your speed at every instant, a continuous stream of data painting a picture of your motion. But wanting to know the total distance you traveled, the culmination of all those fleeting moments of velocity. An integral adds up all those tiny pieces, those infinitesimal displacements, to reveal the grand total. It's like slicing a curvy shape into thin rectangles, each representing a small contribution to the overall area. Finding each area, quantifying the contribution of each slice to the whole, and adding them up, summing the parts to understand the entirety, making the rectangles infinitely thin for perfect accuracy, eliminating any gaps or overlaps in our calculation. Integrals help us calculate total water flow, determining the volume of water passing through a point over time. Revenue, tracking the accumulation of income over a period, or even the area under a curve, a visual representation of the total effect of a function. No matter how wiggly, how erratic the path may seem, they're about accumulation. The gradual gathering of quantities, finding the total when things aren't constant, when rates are fluctuating and variables are in motion. Integrals are essential for engineers, allowing them to design structures and systems with precision. Economists, who use them to model economic growth and predict market trends. And animators alike, who rely on them to create smooth and realistic motion. Whenever you need to add up, to aggregate, countless tiny changes, to understand the overall effect of a continuous process, you're using an integral, whether you realize it or not. Limits, derivatives, and integrals form the very foundation of calculus. Limits let us precisely approach values with precision, ultimately making derivatives and integrals possible. Derivatives zoom in close to measure change at a single instant. Integrals add up all those changes, giving us a total. These two ideas are perfect opposites, undoing each other. The profound fundamental theorem of calculus connects them, showing they're two sides of the same coin. Calculus powers everything from physics and medicine to finance and computer graphics. Learning calculus is learning the language of our dynamic, ever-changing universe.